name's Carson. I'm 22 right now. Just finished up college, just started kind of the real world, if you will. Ever since high school, really, I've been into health, just trying to feel better, trying to be better, like getting addicted to that, Once you kind of stick a foot in that door and realize that you can do these things that have such a huge impact, it's addicting. You want to feel your best. I never had any like giant health collapse like some people that led me to get here, but it's more just always wanting to be better, trying to attain the best version of myself possible.
Awesome. And what was your health level right before the retreat, you would say? Or like going into the retreat?
Going in, I mean, I felt pretty good. I'd been surrounded by a ton of sickness because like the flu's hitting my area hard, and so I was ready to get out, and I was like kind of coming down with something, but my health is super stable right now. I usually I still strike a balance between not being like too health driven. Like I go out on the weekends, I still have fun. I do 22-year-old stuff, and I can sustain all that. I can do that with a lot of energy and a lot of intensity because I'm then counterbalancing it with health and all this stuff.
Cool. Right on. And what was your biggest obstacle from preventing you from coming here?
Biggest obstacle? I feel like I didn't really have a lot of obstacles. Although I guess it was just the committing to it, Like as soon as I remember the first retreat Josh had invited me on, and I wanted to, but I literally couldn't because I was traveling Europe. So like that was physically couldn't do it. So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the second one. Like when it comes out, I'm gonna do it. But then I remember he announced when it was, and this was a couple months ago, right? And I had just started a new job, and I was like, oh, I know my company does like their holiday party in January. I don't really want to miss that, I don't know when it's gonna be. And then it's like, I don't want to like miss a lot of work. And so like all these excuses just started like coming up, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And then he emailed me directly, and he's like, hey, I think you should come. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I said I was gonna do it. Like, just get rid of all these excuses and get down there. So it was kind of just overcoming the fear of, society puts all these notions in your head of what you should be doing, and like this doesn't really fit in with society's path. It's like, let's go take time to like have an emotional release or do something like this. That doesn't fit in the normal path. And so just busting open your normal routine and saying, I'm going to stick this right there and commit to it. But for me, that really just took Josh reaching out, and then I knew, I was like, all right, I'm going for it. I replied, and I was like, I'm in, man. Let's go. Yeah.
That's awesome. From beginning to end.
It was, I would have never imagined that it would be like this. I don't know exactly what I expected. I just expected a bunch of like-minded people to congregate and kind of have something happen. And that is what happened, but it was just, I would have never fathomed what would have happened, It was like 99% just like energy and emotion and being present and like witnessing something, and maybe like 1% actually like learning or right having like a seminar type thing. And I think that was better for me. Because I didn't necessarily come here looking for answers or looking for techniques or something like that. It was just let me come and be around a tribe of people who share this journey. And that's what it was. And the depth that we got to was just incredible.
That's awesome. And that's I love that you brought that up. And how did that affect your health or at least your health journey going forward? Like, how do you see that making a difference for you?
Right. That's something I've been trying to think of like these past 2 nights since some of like the really deep stuff happened. And I think it just kind of let me tap into a part of myself that I knew existed, but I don't get too much. And it's let me feel like I want to try to get there more often and remember what that felt like and keep that kind of part of me around and ever present in life going forward.
And if you had that part of you present going forward, how do you think that would affect your life and your health journey and everything?
I don't know. I think health-wise, probably just feeling like more at peace every day. Life-wise, I don't know. If this thing really rears its head, it might be a whole like pivotal career change. Like get me into the health industry. Who knows? I did. No, it was completely the right people. Like we arrived in waves coming to the house, and I like went and talked. I met Josh to get groceries like immediately, and like we just like shook hands and like hugged, and he's like, good to finally meet you, dude. And then we're shopping around, and Oren, who I flew in with, he's like, wait, you never knew Josh before this? Like it looks like you guys are just best friends right now. And I'm like, nope, first time we met. And then like the next wave of people, I remember coming to the house, and I just went up to the door and like shook everyone's hand, and I was just like, I just like immediately clicked with people. I was like, this just feels right. And then of course after that first night, we all kind of shared, and boom, I just knew people on like a level that you really never get in the modern world, even after months of knowing someone potentially. You don't know like their darkest shit and what really drives them. But that just happened immediately here. Yeah, I
You
think
experience something that you don't normally experience.
yeah, it just dropped me into a different part of myself and put me in touch with a more feeling nature, I think.
Awesome. Right on. So what changes do you think you'll implement after your, in your healing journey or in general after this retreat?
I've been thinking about that too. And I still don't really know. I think it's mostly gonna try to be mind work, like meditation work, kind of like just trying to get into that spot. I remember the image that really stands out to me is when we were in that sharing circle that one night where everyone ended up crying, which was beautiful. Josh was just sitting there, and like the way he was sitting, the way his posture was, and like how he was in that moment. I was like, I want to be able to do that at some point. And I know I there's no way I can do that. I can't even like sit like that for an hour, right? But he was just like flowing and like moving energy, and that image is just so vivid in my imagination, right? In my memory. And so just like I want to try to implement something to just begin working slightly towards that path. Not that I maybe will do it for a group of people like this, but just like to know that I could potentially is really attractive to me.
Awesome. Very cool. And how do you, would you recommend this retreat to others?
I feel like the right kind of person, yeah. This felt more like level 2 kind of work. I don't really know what the hell levels are, right? But it's like maybe level 1 is like just like like kind of getting your system stabilized, right? Level 2 being like once you're there and you kind of have a trajectory and plan of how to supplement or whatever, like let's come in and let's dig into stuff that you probably don't even think is related to detox, right? But I think you just have to be open and willing to connect and share and have that desire.
Awesome.
I feel like it was like a reinforcing of that kind of like from listening to Josh and watching his videos and stuff. Like he's very much pivoted from here's like kind of the physical detox route, let's take these supplements, let's always be on this program, right? And he's turned much more like spiritual and energetic. And so it's like I knew that I'd read that before him, right? Like I know that releasing emotions or whatever is part of that. But it's something I never done deeply or tried deeply myself. Like I feel like I have a lot of I've tried to do like mind work type of things, but I don't know. It was just like something that was like hadn't hadn't been like super present. And so I feel like that was a reinforcing of this really is a detoxing mechanism, right? Like I don't know exactly what I released or like I was trying to put words to it that one night and I really couldn't, but then all of a sudden I felt it and I kind of released it and that was cathartic, right? So coming into this, I had kind of like the physical routine of detox down, right? It's like there's a plan in place. I know it works. It does stuff, and I knew tangentially and from watching Josh's past and current experiences that this more kind of spiritual and emotional and energetic level is related to detox, but I hadn't had like a true experience with that, and so getting in a group situation where all of a sudden we're all crying together and we're all releasing and trying to put words. I couldn't put words to what I was trying to release, but just trying to put it there and then feeling other people, all of a sudden something came out and I started crying and that really reinforced that is detox just as much or more so than taking a supplement or trying to get a physical thing out of your body. Yeah, no, yeah. By that I meant like the experience that we had that night when all of a sudden there was just this energy flowing in the room and people were shedding pain and fear that had been suppressed. And it's that being tapping into yourself and acknowledging what's there and releasing it and sharing it and not being afraid of it and then feeling other people's. I can't, like, the experience was amazing. I can't recommend Josh enough, right? Like, you can kind of get a sense of what his aura and personality is from his videos. Like, that's what should entice you to come here, right? Is if you connect and feel like you can really relate. But like, as soon as I shook his hand and like actually talked to him, I was like, it's deep. It goes so much deeper than what you see through a screen, right? Like, being in person and being here with what he has created is just a testament to the kind of person he is, and it's inspiring.
That's awesome. And did that? I feel like that sort of affected. I mean, if when I come here, you know, and like I meet, or when I first started meeting Josh in person, I totally had that same experience. Like just being around that energy had like a really impactful experience on me. Like I felt like I was called to raise up my energy.
No, yeah, like being around Josh and being in this situation that he created and manifested was super humbling, and it really takes you out of your head and kind of it's not like a direct assault to your ego, right? Like, there's nothing confrontational or belittling about it at all, but it really does knock your ego back a bit and let you know that it's time to surrender and defer to something that's more, that he just permeates and radiates. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Sweet, man. Last question actually is, what's your experience been of the Detox dudes? Not the retreat specifically, but like the Detox dudes, like before and after, for your personal experience. Like how it's had an effect on your life?
Sure. Like, I found Josh not because I was like in need, right? I wasn't like collapsed health. I just found him through channels of other like learning sources that I used online or would find online, and through one of those I found his story, and it just super powerful, right? If people listening to this haven't read his story, I would highly recommend that before even considering coming to something like this. And it should resonate with you. Like, it's immense, but the growth he's done since then is staggering as well, right? Like it sounds like he went from death to life, and he did, but now he's just somewhere else.
Couldn't keep us